This is Salamancer, you're watching SalTV, and for your TF2 fact of the day, the soldier apparently doesn't have a tongue. Or gums. Ugh. Yep, this is the second in the series between ISIS and the Justice League, and the last game, surprisingly entertaining. You need to watch to the very end. So, their Badlands game, do check it out. Crazy, crazy stuff. I promise you, if you watch to the very end, you will not regret it. Not at all. Even if, like, you have to go to bed and, wake up in, like, 2 hours, you totally won't regret it, I promise. Because, let's be honest, if you have to get up in 2 hours, at this point, you've already been staying up long enough that you probably should just stay up the rest of the night. It's not going to hurt you anymore. Oh. Anyway, a very brutal mid-fight here, as it's just 2 soldiers left. This is looking like MGE mod right now. MGE, Gullywash mid, add up, let's go. But the high ground advantage right now goes to Mort. And he does manage to shotgun the Batman out of the air, so we know who's been practicing. Problem is, now he has to deal with a scout here, and the scout comes in, takes him out, but Recluse coming in, so it's basically going to be mid-fight round 2, as Recluse is forced to retreat. His Demo Man comes in and gets a kill on Mr. Johnson. And it does look as if the Justice League will... doesn't hit the air shots. We practice those. But there you go, Chuck Norris down. Wow, I thought the Justice League was going to get this capture, and it turns out they are not at all. It's going to go to ISIS. And Batman in some trouble. The Lash manages to take down Gallant, though, over on the side. So at the very least, the Justice League will not have to deal with an invincible opponent charging in towards them. But ISIS is already on their opponent's second point, so this ain't looking too good right now for the Justice League. Well, they do manage to slow down this capture with a scout. Gallant on the spy. No, just kidding. That is, he was just taking forward spawn. Sammy, DMX, Mort, all going down here, actually, so the Justice League turning up the justice. That is what I have to say about that. They have turned Chuck Norris into dust, so apparently Chuck Norris did something wrong, which you wouldn't expect, but he did, because he just got justice meted out upon him. And stacking up that point, ×5 will beat the ×2 over on second, which means the Justice League captures mid and will continue pushing forward towards their opponents. They do have a scout, I think, behind them. That was what that ×2 was, though, so they have to watch out. And yes, my microphone is unmuted, so good stuff. You can hear me. I'm still a little bitter about the fact that I casted almost the entire last game twice. First time I have my microphone muted. Feels bad, man. But you know what feels good is competitive TF2, so I will bump my mic as much as I want to, and you will just have to deal with it. Because you like watching competitive TF2 as well. I know. That is why you're here. Oh, Kritzkrieg, though, coming out of Chuck Norris and Gallant, and that immediately takes down both the scouts on the flank. Oh, no, scout and medic, I'm sorry, on the flank. Fish is down, so looking good for ISIS right now. Thalash will be hanging out inside this elbow room, as it is affectionately known. And this scout is in trouble right now. Recluse gets taken out. Thalash at 20 health, but he may be able to get a kit, possibly, hopefully. Yes, he does. So they did, yeah, they got a little ambush, just a little victory against Recluse. And that does mean that ISIS is going to have a little difficulty pushing in. Old Grandma is still down. Diamax, though, taken out, and Justice with a nice sticky trap there on Mort. So it turns out that the Justice system is all about destroying people with explosives. That is the Justice system. And it's working pretty well right now, actually. A lot of people exploding. So Justice is functioning. It does appear. A nice kill on Sammy, and so Justice is going to take the rest of his team forward. Fish looks like he's probably still running the regular Uber, but that's okay. Justice can deal crazy amounts of damage here with these sticky bombs, even without the Kritzkrieg. It's just that it would be ×3 with Kritzkrieg. But, whatever. It's all good. However, interestingly, the Justice League has not been able to push out onto middle. They do have an Uber advantage, so I think that's going to happen pretty soon, but they're running a sniper, which probably isn't what you want to do when you're running an Uber advantage. Especially now that the sniper has been spotted, he shouldn't get any kills here because his opponents realize that. They're going to be getting in his face, trying to spam him, so he flinches, a little bit. Of course, if he was using the cozy camper, he wouldn't be flinching at all when he took damage. Problem is, it is vanilla, and you can't do that. This is ETF2L, which means the only class that's allowed to use any unlocks at all is the medic. So the Justice League managed to capture mid, and they should be pushing on to second fairly soon. Batman can actually cover a... Oh, look out! That scout really should have called a detonation, but it looks like he wanted all the glory for himself, and as a result, didn't get the kill on the Batman. And the Batman is actually at like 5 health right now. And there he goes. So ISIS in a decent position here to retake the mid. They do have their Uber ready to go. And is it a crits once again? That would be crazy, but it is not. So not quite as aggressive a move. It's just a normal Uber. And they do pop it right away, actually in response to the pop from Fish. Gallant even taking it away, because I think he realized his opponents were not in a position to damage his team, so he just wanted to make sure that the point got captured. Now though, ICE is losing a lot of players and they're going to have to back up. This is starting to shape up to be a little bit like that last game, where the middle point gets traded like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That is pretty much what's happening right now. Oh man, and my allergies are going to start to kill me again in just a second. Every day I die a little bit more. And you'd think it would be the opposite, because I'm taking allergy shots now. What just happened? I don't even know. Mort killed Mr. Johnson, and I think Mr. Johnson might have jumped right into him, so pretty darn wacky stuff. And speaking of wacky stuff, I know I should be probably making more of those weekly wacky videos, but I haven't been able to yet. Oh, nice little trap there by Chuck, so he did deal a lot of damage to that retreating scout, the Lash. Anyway, it is still 0-0, but it's looking like it might get 1-0 pretty soon. The Batman, once again, on the spy. Anyway, no, it's been super, super busy for me right now, and so I do apologize for not being able to put out one of those videos recently. It just takes a little more organization than a normal shoutcast like this. And already the Uber is in. Seems like the Pyro doing a pretty decent job, and Batman going to go for a backstab there. He does manage to get it, so he takes down an enemy class immediately. Not even having a try, but now he is going to be in some trouble. Just trying to take some attention from this scout, and can he get away? Possibly. There is, oh, a Demo Man, though, takes him down without even realizing he was there. And now Fish is in some trouble on last. Can he hold this off? So far he can. Anyway, yeah, school has been just eating me alive, so hopefully in a little while when my brothers get home and school is more or less winding down, like in a week and a half, then I will finally be able to put together some awesome videos and maybe a summer tournament. Oh, and speaking of that summer tournament, by the way, it's going to be, if I manage to do it, it'll be another 3v3 King of the Hill, which are always awesome. And I'm going to ask for donations from you guys for the prize pool. So I will let you know how that works out, but pretty sure I'm going to do it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Batman, once again, by the way, sneaking in behind. Waiting for his opponents. Gallant not quite with Uber charge yet, but Batman will know exactly what charge he has because he saw him, so he's going to know how this is going to go on, and he is in trouble. So there he goes. That is going to be one player down immediately, and now ISIS have a big player advantage. They can push in here anytime they want. They have to deal with a heavy, but that's not too big of a deal. Anyway, yes, do get ready in the future weeks. So I will start asking for donations for a prize pot so that our players, I will not take any of this money, by the way. Not a single cent will go towards me. It will all go towards the players who end up winning our 3v3 Koth. I might have a couple different brackets, so I might have like a beginner's bracket and a pro bracket. And the pro bracket will be where all the money goes, but the beginner's bracket may have something like strange weapons or something. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about that now because I don't know exactly how it's going to go down yet. I do know how this game is going down, and that is that ISIS managed to somehow completely fail at push. So, nice little kill there on Recluse, who is trying to get an ambush set up, but it looks like our red team will be able to get out and capture their second point. The Justice League not going to be stuck in the halls of justice for long. They will get out and cap that second real fast. And there you go. Nice little ×4, both the scouts finishing up that cap, and now they will be able to guard the flank again. Justice actually has a bunch of stickies set up over there as well, so not a bad little deal. And let's see here if they decide to... Oh, are they going to use a drop down? I think they are. Hang on. Gotta find this soldier. Oh, he's actually getting spotted out by Mort, but doesn't matter. He's still going to be able to jump in and deal some damage. Batman is down to about 20 health, but he does get the Uber flash to him from Fish, so we'll get some health going on there. Grandma chasing down a scout, but actually being chased by a scout at the same time. Manages to take down Recluse. Gallant never popped his Uber, but where is he? Gallant, where are you? Oh, he's on mid. Weird. Okay, well, apparently ISIS still hold mid. They've got to be careful. They don't want to get their Uber pop too early, but they don't want to lose this point either. Oh, it's a terrible balancing act, and they managed to balance it just fine. They will pop the Uber. They've gotten the kill on Fish, too, somehow. Fish did not retreat fast enough from that Uber, so that is going to mean a big Uber advantage continuing in the favor of ISIS. And they do hold mid. So they're not going to push on towards second. Batman somehow died over there. Missed that. We are going to see Mort, however, jump in pretty soon. Looking for those sticky traps. Wants to make sure that his team doesn't die to those. And there isn't one right down there, so they're fine. Although, the Lash, don't even know how he got back there, but he did. And he managed to take down the medic, so Gallant is gone. And where they were going to have a big Uber advantage, the Lash managed to save his team. Although, they are going to lose their medic here again. So, actually, they're losing everybody. So the Lash saved his team, and the rest of his team was just like, oh, thanks, the Lash, let's all die. That's cool. Mr. Johnson, of course, on the heavy. And he's just about the only player left alive for his team. So this is the only choice available to him. Pretty much had to play heavy just to try and prevent his opponents from getting in and capping any other class. It could potentially have held it off, but not as well. And now the Lash on the Pyro doesn't probably need to be, as they don't have an Uber disadvantage. But, you know, it's cool. And Recluse did get burned to death, so apparently that Pyro already paying for itself. Thing is, it's been spotted out now, so, like, ISIS is going to know there's a Pyro. So they know to avoid the Pyro when they attack with the Uber. I mean, it's not easy to avoid a Pyro, I guess. But the Lash could go back to Scout. He's not going to, but he could. Anyway, no scouts right now for the red team, which means a very difficult push for ISIS. And they do just now get their Uber ready to go. Justice actually really far forward here, taking some hits. Gotta be careful, they don't want to lose their demo right now. He will go and grab this little pill bottle over there, and now getting healed by his med, so he will be fine. A little bit of a missed opportunity there for ISIS. They actually could have gotten the kill on Justice, which would have been huge, but instead they lose their scout. Diamax is down. And that's not a big deal. He might have actually been suiciding in so he could change classes, because honestly, when you are going up against a heavy and pyro and a bunch of soldiers and demos and a medic with an Uber, you might not need scouts as much as you need other stuff. And so we'll see what class he decides to take here. Batman down, though. Oh, he is going to take scout again. So I would expect to see ISIS maybe pushing in off this, because they have taken down a soldier. He's not going to be spawning for quite a while. And there goes the Uber. They are going to go in on this right now. They popped the enemy Uber pretty early. And this Pyro using it to try and take them down, but the Lash down on the Pyro right away. There's 2 players down right now, 3 now down for the red team, and they are taking quick damage, but Gallant beneath the point. Oh, Gallant. Uh-oh. This is super sneaky. Where's the rest of the red team? Uh-oh, sorry. Okay, Mort dealing some damage. Oh, no, Gallant chose the wrong moment. Heavy versus medic doesn't usually go in favor of the medic, just so you know. And Mort is going to try and deal some damage here to this retreating demo man, who does get taken out. Nice shot there by a 2-health soldier, who is now a 42-health soldier. And by the way, that is the answer to the ultimate question. So Mort, he is on track. But come on, ISIS. What are you guys going to do with this? They don't have an Uber advantage. In fact, they're at a severe disadvantage right now, so they're going to have to build back up, and we're probably going to see some of that turtley off-classing again from the Justice League once they realize they can't really push out. Oh, maybe they can, though, if Recluse runs in and dies, and then a couple other players run in and die. Not an especially useful thing to be doing. Grandma watching down beneath, and Batman is going to start pushing. They do spot a sticky trap there, so they pop the Uber a little bit early, but that's going to save them from that trap. Problem is, now they haven't really gotten many kills. They've taken down Diamax, and they have forced their opponents back away towards... Oh, look at that ambush. Batman with a perfect ambush right there. Recluse on the spy, though, and who knows what he'll do with this. It's getting chaotic right now. I was thinking, and I was thinking probably correctly, that Red would not be able to cap this point without some craziness happening. And Recluse, where is he? Okay, he has, I think, been spotted out. They know there's a spy now, but he manages to help Sammy finish off the Lash, and so they have defended successfully the second point, and they will be trying to push in again. It's just as they don't have a medic right now, so they need to push quickly. Grandma just trying to build the Uber up, but actually taking too much damage here, and he is in trouble. She is in trouble. I don't know. It's Grandma. Going for the air shots, missing 2 shots there, which allows Sammy to take down Fish, and that is a big deal. ISIS will have another Uber advantage to try and push in. The Lash goes down as well. Yeah, this is not looking good for the Justice League anymore. So ISIS playing the parts of the supervillains here, and they just might come out to an early lead. Well, I say early. It's been 15 minutes, and there has been no points scored yet. But that's cool, because it has been action-packed, just like a Justice League episode. Actually, were they all that action-packed? Now that I think about it, I sort of. Probably not quite as much as some others, but there you go. The Uber is popped right away for ISIS, and actually somehow the Justice League managed to capture that second point again, so they will have to fall back to the halls of justice here, but not before forcing an Uber out of Gallant. That's not bad. Actually, oh, are they going to go in and try to stop this? No. Okay, so they could have, but that would have been really risky. They are just going to drop back to last after laying down a couple of sticky traps. Not in a bad little location there. Johnson is down. And is this sticky trap going to catch anybody? It does! D-Max is down. Nice kill. The lash on the heavy, but it looks like he may want to change. Yes, he's changing off to the sniper now, and there is an Uber advantage for red, so they don't have to worry too much about an invincible enemy coming in and having no response to it. They will have a response. How good that response is depends on the positioning and the skill of the players, and the lash... you know, if his opponents don't pop that Uber too early, then they could be in trouble walking around this corner. So we'll see whether they even do that. Oh, nope, they do pop the Uber nice and early. They did know there was a sniper there, so they popped it right away. So they're pushing in right now. That heavy, though, being a nice big spoiler with a lot of health. And the lash jumps in. A couple mean shots there on Recluse take him down real fast. Now he's going in after the demo as well and takes him. Whoa, with the lash. Going insane right now. As it is 6 versus 3, and the lash is cutting off the retreat route of that medic. Gallant. Oh, nice air shot by Mort to prevent Batman from getting in on top of his medic, but Mort is now down as well, and Gallant is in trouble. Getting some good needles off on the lash, though, and that is going to prevent the lash from chasing him down. Nice job by Gallant to get out of there. Thing is, the Uber's situation is not looking good for ISIS right now, so they weren't able to get that point. This was like the 3rd time they have tried it. And Team Logs, aka the Justice League, is probably going to be able to push out here again pretty darn soon. And by the way, the Batman, apparently the worst player in the Justice League right now. Batman not even as good as old Grandma. So if you watch the Justice League, you know Grandma totally tooled on Batman most of the time. She was just like, come on, Batman, go clean your room. And he was like, aw. That was pretty much every episode of the Justice League, am I right? Anyway, not at all. Sounds like a domination going on by Thalash, but the problem is the rest of his team is dead. And they did try to walk a heavy forward, but that didn't work very well for them at all. Batman coming back up on the sniper. Thalash just trying to watch the flanks here for a little while, and they're probably going to have to give up the second point again. Not a fun thing for the Justice League to do, but ISIS is looking like a brick wall right now.
The control point is being contested.
And yeah, my allergies are just utterly killing me right now, so I apologize for the quality of the cast there. I'm occasionally muting my mic just so that I can, like, sneeze. It's awful. But ISIS, yeah, looking good right now. The brick wall is continuing to move forward. And, oh, they lose their med, though. Batman with a nice headshot. Off camera. Yeah, I know. Does mean ISIS will get in here, start laying those stickies down, and nothing can stop them. ISIS bringing it out to 1-0. And hey, that round only took, 18 minutes. It's a nice short round of TF2. Anyway, ISIS bringing out the Chuck Norris rollout. You know that Chuck Norris doesn't actually sticky jump. The stickies are so afraid of him that they repel the entire world away from Chuck Norris. That's what happens. Okay, so anyway, the Lash and Johnson down right away. Chuck Norris dealing some good damage here along with the rest of his team, and he's actually getting some nice kills here. Chasing down the enemy medic. Fish way too far forward. Eats a sticky bomb there. And so we'll have to back up and probably grab that health kit from indoors. Maybe he'll just stay out here. Who knows? He's not under any immediate threat, so he can use that medic regen to get himself all nice and healed up. But the problem is they have lost mid. Gallant has a nice Uber all ready to go. And they will probably push in pretty darn soon. It's just they're down by 1 player right now. Mort is just respawning. So he'll catch up soon enough. I mean, you get that forward spawn once you've capped the midpoint. And getting a little aggressive here, Justice. Yeah, maybe Justice isn't as blind as you might think. But anyway, they are going to just try and hold out this choke for a little while. And really what I would expect to see, because of how aggressively this choke is being held, is Gallant actually being down here. Is he, though? No, where is Gallant? Gallant? Where are you? Don't do this to me, Gallant. There he is. Now, they're pretty much just hanging out here at the choke point waiting for their other team to make a mistake. That's how it's going to work. And they're probably counting the other team, too. They're just like, okay, we see both scouts. We see their soldiers. We know that they don't have any crazy off classes. So, it's a useful thing to do. when you're trying to exchange spam like that, because if you don't see both scouts after a while, you're like, I only see one scout. You call that out, and all of a sudden the rest of your team is like, oh, they could have a sniper or something crazy. But that's not what's happening right now. So ISIS is pretty much just hanging out at the flank and the choke, guarding. And on Gullywash, there typically are only like 2 ways to push. Until the last point, you really only have 2 chokes to work with. So the big door here and the small choke over where the medic is holding are pretty much your only options, which does make things get a little bit stalematey. It's sort of like Badlands in that sense. There's really only 2 ways to push Badlands, too. But Mort taking a lot of damage. He's going to have to go take some heals from his medic. And, oh, if the lash now is on the sniper. And so that's going to be a pretty big deal. He did manage to get a nice headshot on Diamax, but the problem is, and yes, I know I've said that name differently every single time, but the problem is, oh no, ISIS is losing a couple players now. Batman eats a scattergun from behind. But here comes an Uber, and actually this is not very well advised from ISIS. Well, maybe it is. So what they're trying to do with this Uber is pretty much just force their enemies to pop as well. But they need to get away, and they need to get away really fast, and they couldn't. So Justice and Fish and everybody else dealing some pretty good damage, taking down the enemy medic, and now this is going to go real fast in favor of the Justice League. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my nose is about as stuffed up as it could possibly get. It's awful. It is just awful. But I'm not going to stop casting because this game is getting pretty darn exciting. Fish is down right now, and that does mean that Gallant will be able to have a little bit of an Uber advantage. Johnson, though, just going to be hanging out here and guarding the middle point. So I don't think ISIS can push in just yet. They will have to wait until they actually build the Uber up to 100%. Especially because they are going to be pushing into a sniper, and that is not a fun thing to do. Diamax down, but the Lash gets the kill on Recluse, and another one on Mort. The Lash looking pretty solid on that sniper right now. Oh! Almost got Gallant there too, but not quite able to aim it right. That was a very, very snap shot that it's tough to make. So you can't take too much away from the guy. He has gotten 2 quick successive kills, which actually is helping his team push forward without an Uber advantage. That's pretty darn important. He does have his sights lined up. Oh, does take down Chuck Norris, so no Demo Man means that actually the red team can push right in these doors and not really have to worry too much about sticky traps. Because they don't have to worry at all about sticky traps, because there's no Demo Man to lay down sticky bombs. So, there goes the Uber right now. Chuck did just respawn, but he is not going to have sticks down yet. Just starting to lay him down now, and it's too late. There's already 2 scouts coming up from the water on the point, so that is 1-1. Justice League tying it up against ISIS. So let's watch some medic rollout actually. Watch Gallant and see who he heals here. Gonna keep the scouts healed up right there, and then just work on his soldiers. And I would hope that he healed. Yeah, he did actually overheal, I think, his soldiers in spawn, so they are gonna have at least a decent overheal going into this fight. And Gallant staying a little bit far back here. And getting jumped immediately by a soldier, but he will have some protection from his team. Is it going to be enough, though? Oh, wow. I'm surprised that that roller did not hurt him at all, but apparently it didn't. So, he's taking a bit of damage here, but he will be able to back away. And if he does back away successfully, or if his team finishes the wipeout of his opponents, then he's going to have a gigantic Uber advantage. So, ISIS looking pretty strong this round. And Mort just kind of watching the drop down here, laying a couple of rockets down there to prevent anybody from walking down this way, but he just stopped at the wrong time because here comes Batman right now and he did manage to make Gallant pop his Uber, so nice. I don't think Gallant was realizing, because actually I think Batman was out of rockets there. He might have had to reload, and he did die very quickly, so maybe not quite enough communication there from his team. He didn't trust his team to kill the guy in time. He actually could have held onto it there, but it doesn't matter. At least not too much yet. There you go. Actually, Kritzkrieg got a fish, so this is going to be pretty crazy. Oh, he's got to back away, though, as Justice got a little bit out of position. And you wouldn't think that's a thing that an abstract concept could do, but it did. Recluse on the spy. Is it going to matter? He's going to have to deal with a sniper, going to have to deal with a bunch of stuff here, but I don't think he's been spotted, so that's a good thing. Oh! Sucks. Sucks to be Recluse. Did not work for him at all, and there is a Kritzkrieg now, so we are going to see, where is the Demo Man? Justice just now rejoining the team. They are going to have to go quickly use this, because Gallant is getting up there on the Uber. And Gallant might actually be pretty far back here. Because here comes a big push. If they don't hit him right now, they are going to be in trouble because there's going to be an Uber, which will totally counter the crits. But they haven't found him, and that does mean here comes the Uber. Oh, wow, Recluse with 3 quick successive meat shots, and here comes the Uber right now that is totally going to counter this crits. And there you go, the crits is finally popped just as the Uber is fading, so there's a little bit of time here for the crits to maybe be effective, but it is already gone. Fish is dead, so no more crits for you guys. And that does mean that ISIS is in a prime position to push forward and capture second here, which they want to do. They do want to win this game. I'm not going to spoil who won the last game, because it was awesome, and you need to go watch it. That is absolutely, seriously, no, go watch the Badlands game between these two players. These two teams. Players, teams, whatever, because it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Down to the last drop. And once again, Diamax running into that Justice sticky trap. He has done that twice now, at least twice that we have spotted on camera. So maybe he needs to learn how to learn. Could be a thing. Oh, wow. There is, so there was a storm last night, and I think that maybe it released a bunch of mold spores because, oh, the lash on the sniper right now, on last, and he's got Mr. Johnson on the pyro. So there is going to be a nice little turtley setup here. It's going to force a quick Uber, and there you go. Recluse actually taken down right away, so that's pretty good. Pyro trying to keep this Uber out for as long as possible, but it will not keep it out for that long. A couple players saved here for ISIS by the Uber. Fish just gets it in time, though, and they will force their opponents to retreat. Only 3 left. And actually, because they're all together, I think the Justice League should be able to get out there and trap them, possibly. But they haven't done that. Maybe didn't realize. So, oh, they still could, though. Oh, no, Batman's down. So now there's actually 6 players left up for ISIS, so they should be in a nice position to push in once again. It's just that ISIS's pushes don't seem all that great on the last. They really don't win all that many of them. So, we'll see. But these guys, you know, pushing into a sniper and heavy, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do on Gullywash last. Very narrow choke points, but they're pushing in. No Uber for their opponents just yet. Once again, they have that little advantage that they're going to try and use. Justice is down right now, which means no more stickies on the points, and there you go. ISIS brings it to 2-1. Medic indeed, Chuck Norris. Well, let's see. It is now 2-1. There's only 2.5 minutes left to go, actually. So as long as ISIS do not wipe out here, they can pretty much clinch this game. But you know what? They just might wipe out. I've got a feeling that it might happen. Chuck playing a little passively here, so it looks like they have decided to go conservative route. They've taken down Batman, but they lose a scout in exchange. And now Chuck getting out here and trying to deal some pill damage. Didn't have a lot of those stickies reloaded, and so no, they didn't wipe out. So ISIS should be okay. They've lost 3 players, but they will have their Uber in time, assuming nothing else bad happens to them. And Batman is... what are they doing? Apparently nothing important. Well, meanwhile, stacking up the point, the Justice League getting ready here. They do have their Uber, but so do their opponents, and pushing into last is going to be tough because their opponents are setting up. Look at that, a sniper, engineer, and heavy. This is a pro-lander setup for sure. It's called Pro-Lander because there's only one of each class, but there's 6 of them. So it's like Highlander for pros. Get it? Pro-Lander. Anyway, here comes the red push right now, and already there's a soldier trying to put some pressure on this point. It's going to keep a lot of the blue players just standing on it to try and stop the cap, and the problem with standing on this point, of course, is that your opponents can spam you. But look at that, they have gotten 2 kills, the Lashy and Old Grandma, and there you go, they take down Batman as well. So how much time is left? It is about a minute. There's actually enough time for one more push here for the Justice League, but we'll see whether ISIS can manage to stop it in its tracks, because they just might win this game on Gullywash. Yep. No, maybe? No? Okay. So Diamax didn't get the kill he wanted there. Thalash on the sniper, though. This is a pretty risky gamble, because if Thalash cannot get a kill, then he's basically useless. I mean, you could say that about anybody, but we'll see. If he cannot get the kill he needs here, then they will not win this game. He does manage to get Diamax, who walked right in front of him somehow. Wacky. Okay. But is that enough? So he's taking down 1 enemy class. Can he get any more? He's getting pressured right now, and he's going to start peeking in soon-ish. Hopefully. Oh, no, gets spammed out, but that's going to mean the rest of his team may have a little bit of a better time. How much time is left? 20 seconds. They need to get in there and start thinking about capping it right now, and they do. Oh, there you go. Mort taken down. Thalash going to be watching over the point, but oh, he gets taken down as well. There's only 4 players left alive for the Justice League. They are laying down some sticks on the point, so as soon as that Uber is over, Gallant goes down immediately, and they do. Oh, no, maybe not get the capture. There's a soldier trying to stop them right now, and can he do it? Oh, my gosh. 3 seconds left on the clock when they tied it up, and we are going to a whoa. We're going to golden cap in just a second. All right, golden cap time. Ice is going to be pushing forward with Chuck Norris probably arriving to the scene first, unless he manages to mess up his rollout, which actually he just did. So Chuck, maybe his roundhouse kick and leg ain't working too well right now. He's going to be stuck on this low ground for a little while, taking some damage. And the rest of the red team, meanwhile, doing some pretty good hits. Justice is down, so is Recluse. Justice, though, the Demo Man being down is not a great thing for the Justice League. I mean, when your entire team is named after the concept that just died, that's a problem. They should think about calling in the Avengers. They really should. Anyway, some good damage coming in from both teams, and it looks like if Fish can stay alive, he'll be in a pretty good position here. He did seem to get a couple heals off on Batman, and actually, Batman got some nice kills. So this is looking pretty solid now for the Justice League. They might win this mid, but we've seen this kind of thing happen before. And ooh, Fish is down to about 90% Uber, but 20 health, and he dies. Not going to work for him. ISIS could potentially push back in and stop this cap too, which is what they might do again. So this, I think we saw this happen earlier in this match actually, but they didn't stop the cap. So there you go. That is the Justice League capturing the middle point. ISIS now backing off to second. They're going to have an Uber pretty soon, and Sammy is just kind of content to shoot stickies for a little while. It's like, oh, it's like I used to play Duck Hunt. Isn't that the sound it made? I swear. Oh! Getting one little shot off there on Justice, who seems to have grabbed the pill bottle, so he'll be okay. And yeah, Sammy's just making sure there aren't any sticky traps there, which there are, but it doesn't matter. Ice is going to push him with the Uber right away, and taking everybody through that choke point without taking any damage from the stickies is quite useful. And oh man, red team in some trouble here, but Sammy's taking a lot of hits. And now getting chased down by a soldier of his own, pulling out the shovel, but that will not help him at all. The Kritzkrieg is actually out for Fish, and this is going to start doing some pretty good damage here. Chuck's down, Sammy's down. Gallant may get away. No, he's going to have to deal with the Scout, and that Scout's going to take him out. Thalash with a good kill there. ISIS wiping out, actually, right now, so the Kritzkrieg working very effectively for the Justice League. I wonder if that's like when Superman... No, you know what? That's got to be them hulking out, even though I don't think the Hulk is in the Justice League. It's definitely got to be the Hulk going crazy using the Kritzkrieg. Hulk smash, everyone. That is what just happened. And he's about to smash again here. Another crit's almost ready to go. Justice going to take this in pretty soon. They need to find the enemy medic, though, and he's probably pretty far back, if I know Gallant, because he is a smart player, and smart players know that when a Kritzkrieg is coming up, they need to be pretty well away from it. Gallant is at 65% right now, and we are going to see this crits come in pretty soon, but I mean, Blue knows to expect it. So they are sitting pretty far back. They've got Recluse on the Pyro, which is going to help take it down. Or at least make the crits less effective. And yeah, even at this point, the Justice League, all the players in here are just like, yeah, they know we have a crits, so what do we do about this? We can try to push him with it, maybe deal some damage, but what you really normally want to do with a situation like this where both teams kind of know about the crits is you have to go in there, you have to pop the crits once and force the enemy to pop an Uber and then back out immediately. Because if you do that and they don't get any kills on you, then the Kritzkrieg's build rate helps out a lot. But actually ISIS deciding to just counter that a little bit. Oh, nice kill by Justice on Chuck Norris though. And actually there is somebody on the point right now. Is that going to be stopped? No, it is not. ISIS losing the game to a back cap. So that is two pretty awesome games there between ISIS and the Justice League, and I'm not going to spoil the other one if you didn't watch it because you need to go watch it. But thank you for watching SalTV, and of course if you've been hanging out until now and you haven't subscribed yet, well, my gosh, you need to do that because I try to produce new videos once every day. It gets tough when I have lots of schoolwork to do, but you know what? I love competitive TF2, so I will continue producing as long as I can. See you guys later.